Hey dancers, welcome back to my channel. I'm Julie and I'm the owner and one of the instructors here at Broche Ballet, an adult ballet studio in Denver, Colorado. Today I want to get into a little bit more detail about how to keep working on stretching and improving the arches of your feet. This is a question that we get a lot here from adults, especially as adults who want to get up on point and really want those point shoes, want to have a better, more pointy foot. This is a very common question. So as adults, we spend our whole life walking around in sneakers, walking around in all kinds of different shoes that really make our feet super tight. And so then when we come to the ballet studio, it can be really challenging to point our feet and get that arch all the way flat enough in order to be able to get up onto point. Get that point flat enough to get up onto point. So I want to get into a little bit more detail with you about that today. So I'm going to show you two things. The first is a massage with some balls of different sizes and shapes, and the second is a big toe stretch. So the first one is a ball massage. So I have several different balls here that I can pick from. I have a tennis ball, and then I have 3 super balls of different sizes. So I have a medium size super ball, a super tiny one, and one kind of in between those. They just have different feelings on your feet. The most comfortable place to start is with the tennis ball, but if you need it to be a little bit more intense, then the super balls can add some really nice intensity for you. So I'm going to use the tennis ball today because it'll be a little bit bigger and you can see what I'm doing with my foot. So I'm going to put these down and I'm going to use this tennis ball. So why we release the bottom of our feet, a lot of the tightness in the top of the foot actually comes from tightness in the bottom of the foot. It's all connected, and the bottom of the foot really plays a big role in not only getting a high demi-point where you're really up over those toes, but also in being able to point the foot. So we really need to release the bottom of that foot in order to make all of that work really well for those point shoes. So we're going to start by trying to release the tendon that goes right down the middle of your arch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the tennis ball, we're going to step on it, we're going to put it here in the middle of your foot all the way down to your heel. And again, this can be done with any of those super balls as well if you need more pressure on your foot. Everyone's different, and as you get better at this, you're going to need more and more pressure. So I'm going to put the ball down and I'm going to step on it on the first location. This is right under the ball of your foot in the center of your foot. We're going to put it down and put some weight on it. So I'm kind of leaning forward onto that foot. Then I'm going to wiggle my toes. This kind of gets that tendon moving and can start working out any little knots in that tendon. Hold that for a couple seconds, wiggle those toes, move down a little bit. We're going to make 4 stops between the top of our foot and the heel. Wiggle it, wiggle the toes around from the side. It's in the middle of my foot. I'm going to move a little bit farther, wiggle the toes, put some pressure on it. And one more on the heel. Now this whole series that we just did should take you about 2 minutes per foot, so go a little bit slower than I just did. If you find any knots, take a few breaths, push a little harder, try to get that knot to release. The last thing you can do here is keep your toes on the ground and kind of swish your heel side to side. So from the front that looks like this, I'm keeping my toes down and swishing my heel around. This goes over that tendon and can help again get any knots from a different angle. Once you've had enough of that, you can just do a light rub with the ball on the bottom of your foot. I'm just putting a little bit of light pressure on the foot. Again, if you need more pressure, either put more weight or use a super ball, which is harder. So from the side that looks like this, I'm just sort of massaging the bottom of my foot. Yeah. So all together, maybe 3 to 5 minutes on each foot for all 3 of these little pieces. That's the massage that runs down the center of your foot, the squiggles with the heel, and the nice ball rub. Make sure you do this on both of your feet. And that's how you massage the bottom of your feet with a ball. This is really going to start loosening everything up in there and help you get a much better point. Next thing I want to talk about is a big toe stretch. So this is really important for getting a super high releve and a high demi point. If you can't move your big toe up, then we get that releve where your feet don't quite go all the way up. So we want to really get a high demi point there and be able to get your big toe nice and stretched. So what you want to do is take a box or a baseboard or anything that you can put your toe on. You're actually going to only put your big toe on the side of that box. Your other toes are going to be flat to the side, and then your big toe is going to be straight up. If you don't feel a stretch up under your foot, you can either move closer to the box or you can bend your knee to get a better stretch under that foot. So again, you really only want your big toe up on the box or the baseboard or whatever you have to use, and the rest of your toes are just down on the ground, and you're going to plie and get a nice stretch up under that big toe. You can do this for about 30 seconds twice a day to get that nice big toe stretch and start working towards a much higher demi point. So between the massaging with the tennis ball or the super balls and the big toe stretch, I hope that gives you a lot to work on to improve your pointe and get you that much closer to pointe work. Well, dancers, hope this helps you a lot. Leave me any questions in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification bell to hear from us when we release new videos. Take care.